Hey everyone, I'm Jimmy Owens, and welcome back to another episode of Behind the Unicorn. Today we are making history. It's our very first time to have not one, but two guests.
Woohoo! Woohoo.
Let's hear it again. For Sandy Jones and Betsy Stevenson, who's who?
I'm Sandy.
And I'm Betsy.
All right, episode's over. Thanks. Just joking. You're going to have to add some laughs in there. Thank you.
You're
Sounds
welcome.
a lot better. Sandy, before we get started and telling everybody what you do you know Bob Stoops?
No.
No? Go fish? So Bob Stoops' wife, I hear, is very big into Mary Kay, so I didn't know.
She used to be. She's
Okay.
retired. She was a national sales director, and she has retired.
Okay, until you started.
Yeah,
You took
I'm
her
sure.
place. That's right.
Took over for her, right?
All right, Betsy, who cooks more, you or your husband, Matt?
I do. Matt's
do?
a great cook, but I tend to cook more often.
Does he make snacks at least?
Well, everyone cooks in our home. They're kind of on their own sometimes for food.
Okay.
We have weird work schedules, so it's kind of like,
So the reason I
if
asked,
you want to eat, eat.
Yeah. So the reason I ask is because I would assume you have a lot of Arbonne product.
Yes.
So that's why I was like, if you have a lot of Arbonne product, why would you cook? So,
Exactly.
Anyways, I feel like I'm on the dating game. Sandy, Betsy. All right. I'm just going to ask a question and you can pick. I'm not going to do the
Okay.
game host.
Oh.
Okay. What do you not want advice about? We just asked this question, I think, in the last episode, and I got like a really fun answer. So, what do you not want advice about? Open floor.
Politics.
Ooh.
Good one, Sandy.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Politics. I like to think I'm open to advice, but maybe I'm not.
Yeah.
But probably advice from someone who, I don't want to take advice from someone who's not happy with their life. Like,
Yeah. No, I
It's
get
kind of
it.
like getting advice from somebody who doesn't have kids that tells you how to raise your children.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've never.
Yeah.
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 Done that. I can see you saying that. So we've known each other for, I don't know, since like 2020 or something like that. So, but you talk to your husband a lot about a lot of things, so I could see
Yeah.
you not wanting advice from a stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, someone that I don't know.
I'm going to call it a stranger. I don't want advice
Yeah.
from strangers. Leave me
Yeah,
alone.
or someone that I don't know how they stand up in the community or
Yeah.
what their relationships are like. Or
Yeah.
I have to trust a person before I take advice from them. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, before we get too far, we need to say thank you to DesignTunnel, our episode sponsor. Check out this commercial. There it is. All right.
All done. Good job,
All right,
Sandy.
we're back. We're back. Sandy, let's get into the big question on the show is, what makes you a unicorn? I said I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to do it. Betsy, what makes Sandy a unicorn? We're going to switch it up. We're making history today. We got two guests, so you can talk about each other.
Well, I think when I met Sandy through a networking group, and I had never seen anyone in our industry really successful, especially in maybe a male-dominated networking environment. So I thought that made her a unicorn. But the other thing is her hair. I mean, her hair and her style definitely make her a unicorn. That stands out to me because
Okay.
I might be a little more fly under the radar than she is. And so I think the way her style is
Every time I
cool.
see Sandy, she looks just like this.
Yeah. She's
She-
got a fun. Now, I've seen some before pictures of how her hair used to be. So this, I feel like is, anyway, I
Yeah.
love it, but I think it makes her a unicorn.
So Sandy, do you sleep with makeup on?
No.
Absolutely not.
You're supposed to wash your face
Cardinal
before you go
rule.
to bed.
I seen a reality TV show like where the guy had like never seen his wife without makeup on, and she would get up like, you know what I mean? Yeah, change out pillowcases and the whole deal.
Well, I know women that go to bed with their makeup on, and they just wash it in the morning
Yeah.
and put it right back on because they don't want their spouse to see them without their makeup.
That's sad
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Yep. I got a lot of good audiobooks for them to listen to. It's in the comments.
Perfect.
I'm just joking.
Do you want to share one with us, Jimmy?
Oh,
You can have a
no,
whole
I
list.
probably can't pull one off the fly. All right, so Sandy, what makes Betsy a unicorn?
This is hard for me. Because I just
Sorry, Betsy, you
I
suck.
just see people. I mean,
You don't. I'm just joking.
you know, Betsy and I mean, we're in kind of the same industry, but yet
Yeah.
we're not. But, you know, she cheers for you, even though you're kind of in the same thing
Yeah.
together. And
Yeah.
I think that's real unique because lots of times working with women, we want to bring out the daggers.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, Betsy and I, we don't do that.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
know, I mean, we know
Mutual
that.
respect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you cheer each other on in their successes.
Sure. Okay. No, I get that. Betsy's a great supporter. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. Great job. Betsy, what makes you a unicorn?
So I would say in my industry, I've been in my company for 18 years. So
Okay.
I actually started in my early 20s, and I'm
What
in,
year was that?
2004.
Okay.
So I'm in my 40s now, early 40s.
I didn't want to ask your age.
I
You
don't
said
mind
that.
saying that. I'm not worried about it. I think women sometimes I would say I like myself better as I've aged because I've grown and learned things. So anyway, but
Dude, that's good for the makeup lady that sleeps with her makeup on.
yeah. But I would say for business wise, you know, how we did things in 2004 is different than how we did things. I mean, I had a cell phone maybe, but I wasn't texting. I wasn't doing anything video. So over the years, everything's changed, you know, as far as I take that in-person skill with me. But, you know, we do things on social media. We do things over Zoom. So I've really had to adjust over the years in how I run my business. I also started my business without kids and built it all the way through toddlers, you know, infants, toddlers, grade schoolers. Now they're in high school and I'm looking at being an empty nester. So I think that brings a unique perspective when I help other people with their business that I can relate. And if something's not working for them, I can be like, hey, why don't you try this? Because I've kind of been there, done that through all life stages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Why are you a unicorn? Why are you a unicorn? I'm sorry. Why am I having a hard time speaking?
Why am I a unicorn? I think, you know, when I started in networking, I did it so I get out of the house and meet new people. But I was kind of stuck in the way that we do business in Mary Kay, which is, you know, skincare, face-to-face, in-person, all that stuff. And I realized that, you know, hey, I've got a lot of men here, and giving me a referral, it would be very, very personal. So I had to figure out how to pivot and make the men feel comfortable doing business with me. So I started doing corporate gifting or gifting in
Baskets.
general.
Yeah.
Right. And this time of year, I carry a basket of stuff with me so they can just see the creativity that I can bring in a gift. But I do gifting year round because there are special occasions all year round. So I've helped the men feel comfortable doing business with me.
Yeah. Do you find that younger generations buy product from you and actually use it? Males?
Yes.
Yeah.
Males specifically right now.
Because I wear a charcoal mask at night sometimes from Sandy.
There you
Well, and you
go.
know,
Glowing
It makes
skin.
my skin feel like it's not oily. You know, like I have oily skin. It just feels
yeah.
good.
Well, and you
And then
know,
I take a picture
more
and I
men
send it to
have
everybody.
the facial hair now. I mean, that's a big thing, taking care of your beards.
Yeah.
And so Mary Kay has beard cleanser, beard oil, and so we have really upped our game
Okay.
with men's products now. And a lot of guys don't realize that.
Yeah. Well, I know it.
I know. I saw you with your charcoal mask
Yep.
on before.
And now you know it. All right. So, life hack or business hack? Or actually, do you have a business hack for our audience?
I would say personal growth is really important in business. So when I started my business, it's kind of like, why do I need to read? You go to college, you do things, you get an education, and you're like, okay, I've arrived, maybe, like I've made it. But I think there's so much more, to learn. And so having the attitude of what can I learn today makes a really big difference. I think you end up liking yourself better. And when you can understand yourself and what makes you tick and what annoys you and what motivates you, that changes everything. And even when someone annoys you in life, in business, it's almost like you can figure out why you're reacting to that. And anyway, I think it's a game changer, and it's something that I never thought was important until I started my business. So,
well, and I would say if you want to have Betsy's mindset, then you need to marry a therapist. Her husband's a therapist.
The funny thing is, he wasn't till later in our marriage.
Does it help?
To have a personal therapist in your home?
No.
Depends on the day. He listens to a lot of people all day long, so sometimes his ears might be tuned out when he gets home, and I'm like, hey, therapist man, how's your listening skills? No. I mean,
he's tapped out. I'm done listening. Don't talk to me about any problem.
It is great. We do have deep conversations about motivations behind what people do. It's very few times is there action. I mean, we're motivated by things, which our belief system, that's how we act out. So, we have deep conversations for sure.
I know you do, because I know Matt too. So anyways, so that was a business hack?
I think business and life. I think it's hard to separate the two, because you're only going to be, I think, only as good in business as you are in life. And so personal skills, things like that. I mean,
anything, Sandy? What do you think?
My philosophy that I've kind of always used is, if you help enough people get what they want, it all comes back to you.
Okay.
So, I always kind of pretend like when I'm visiting with somebody that they have a sign around their neck that says, make me feel special.
Okay.
So, and I think if you do that all the time, that's personal and business.
How do you deal with, someone that's like, I'm going to just say overly needy, or the world's falling apart, like poor me, right? That's kind of hard to do at times. How do you deal with that?
Recommend a book or a podcast.
There you go.
The sun is still shining.
Or you can say, hey, you need a charcoal mask.
Let me help you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just.
Sometimes I think it's just natural for some people to be negative, because it's always easier to be negative, and you have to work at being positive. And so, maybe I would say, oh, well, that's too bad, but what's the good thing that you can see that has come out of that?
Every once in a while you say, let me flip your sign over. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right. We got a phone on the loose? Anybody? No? Okay. I thought I heard one.
Might have been my watch. It was dinging.
No, you're good. I just want to make sure if someone needs to answer the phone.
Important phone call.
You never know. Yeah. Hit me with your taglines.
Sandy has a good one.
I
like mine too, but let's start with Sandy.
Let's hit it.
How old you are is your business. How young you look is my business.
It's good.
Yeah, I like it. What's
She's
yours?
Famous for her tagline.
That's a good one.
Mine is, I'm Betsy Stevenson. I help you take the next step in your health and well-being.
There you go.
And I wish I could say it was an original idea for me to have that tagline, but I'm almost pretty certain that came from Mary Kay herself.
Oh. Yeah. Well, hey, it works.
Yeah.
I had to come up with my own.
Right. So hopefully, this is probably the very last unserious question that I'm going to ask. I don't think I even. No, I've never asked anyone this. So Betsy, have you ever confused a lady for being pregnant?
Okay, I'm sure I have in my mind, but I'm smart enough to not say anything.
So the follow-up question is, then you ask them, would you like to drop a pumpkin?
Would you like to drop a pumpkin? Yes, exactly. Yes.
Anyways.
Perfect.
All right. Oh, no, that was my question. I need that one back. So tell me your tagline.
I'm Betsy Stevenson. I help you take the next step in your health and well-being.
And that's not what I was wondering. So have you ever confused someone? Yeah, you have. So
What? I'm like, where are we?
I wanted to say that the drop a pumpkin tag,
yes.
like my bad joke is that your fall promotion is drop a pumpkin. I can help you with these
an
things,
average pumpkin is like 8 to 12 pounds or so.
Like a baby.
And so it's like, let me help you drop a pumpkin. But if you are expecting a baby, keep your pumpkin. Oh my goodness, ask Sandy.
You ask her.
Sandy, have you ever mistaken someone for being pregnant that wasn't?
Yes.
Have you ever, again?
No.
There you go.
No.
Life lessons.
What did the lady say?
She just looked at me because I asked her, I says, oh, when you expecting? She just looked at me and she says, I'm not. I'm just fat. And I was like, oh, Lord.
And we're not making fun of heavy people? I'm heavy? No.
We all have work to do.
What are you trying to say?
Some people need to eat more.
Thank you, Betsy.
You're welcome.
All right, so that's the last unprofessional question we got.
That was
all right,
unprofessional.
So Betsy, help me out. Network marketing, direct sales, multi-level marketing, go.
Okay, so I'm in Arbonne, Sandy's in Mary Kay. I would say lots of people out there think MLM, multi-level marketing, which multi-level marketing is most of the time where it's all about building a downline. And it's very little about the product. You know, you might have a really just a junk product, but it's like, who can you sign up? You get paid for signups. Direct sales is more like door-to-door salesman. It's all about the product. Network marketing,
like one-time purchase.
Yeah, or repeat. It could be repeat, but there's no organization. I mean, you're going to do business with the same person every time, and they're never recruiting. So MLM is lots of recruiting. Direct sales, just the product, no recruiting. Network marketing is a hybrid approach to that. It's a quality product that you believe in. It's big time on the product, and you do direct sales. And we're part of the Direct Selling Association. It's very regulated. But within that, we can teach and train people to do what we do and build an organization as well. So it's almost like having virtual franchises. So it's a hybrid approach. But we get, people have attitudes about MLMs, which totally understandable because there's some scams out there. And that's why we are proud of our companies for being really long-time companies, part of the Direct Selling Association. And network marketing is truly just you sell to your network. They know you as a person. They trust you. You know them. And then if they love the product and love how you do business, you teach and train them to do the same. So hopefully that's a good, understandable example.
Agree. And I worked in corporate too for many, many years. And if you think about it, you have your CEO at the top or the president. They get bonuses off of performance.
Sure.
So, I mean,
everything is to an extent.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
Franchises. I mean, somebody buys a franchise, the owner of that franchise makes big time money off of that. So it's in our society already. There are companies who have made a bad name for the entire industry. And lots of terms get thrown around that nobody really knows what they mean. Well,
that's why I wanted to start out with that first.
And, some people have joined organizations and they've got burned, whether they were told that, you're going to get rich overnight, which when you do what Betsy and I do, no, you have to work.
Right.
You can't just sit at home and expect the phone to ring. You have to get out there and you have to work.
Dang it.
I think of it as a gym membership. I mean, you can join a gym, but that doesn't mean unless you go and you work out consistently and you do what they recommend, you actually use the machines, you're not going to get the results you wanted. Well, nobody slams gyms, It's
Right.
like people,
Yeah.
It's like,
No, I
so,
got it. Yeah.
kind of same thing. Like
So
gotta
have
do it.
you, are you guys good? I'm
Yeah.
going to go to the next one.
Yeah.
So have you ever worked at another company? Like, have you ever done Mary Kay, or have you ever done Arbonne, or have you so you've only done Arbonne, and have you
Correct.
only ever done Mary
No,
Kay?
I've done a couple other things too. But
You wanted to say no?
No. I mean,
Yeah, I gotcha.
I did Mary Kay when I was in my 20s. And
What year? I'm just joking.
it was about 40 years ago, Jimmy.
Hey,
So that
I
just
love
tells you about
young
how old
you
I am.
look.
Yeah, how
but
old
if
you
we
are.
say the year, it'll be evergreen video.
I don't even
I'm
remember
just
what
joking.
year.
I'm just picking at you.
Maybe 85-ish?
I'm just picking at you. Sam. Maybe.
Yeah, around there.
All right. So you started Mary. You did
Yeah.
Mary Kay back then.
Yeah, I did. And then, life happens. And so I went back to corporate and worked in corporate
Yeah.
America for 16 years. I did try selling
And retired from there, right?
Yes. And then, retirement isn't always what you think it is. And so I came to a conclusion that I wanted my own money again, because I didn't want to go to my husband and say, hey,
Yeah.
are you okay with me getting this? It's like I wanted to go get stuff when I wanted it. And so, and then I needed flexibility too, because I had aging parents. And I needed to be able to go to Northwest Kansas and help them when they needed help. So flexibility was big for me. But yeah, I tried another product, and it wasn't the right fit. So then I went back to Mary Kay.
Okay. Awesome. What's the cost to get started?
Okay, so
Yeah.
I didn't know who we were asking.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying not to
He
do
was
the.
looking at you. So
yeah.
yes.
I only got
Okay.
one eye.
So in Arbonne, to be a consultant, independent consultant like I am, it's $49 one time. That gets you your website and
Yep.
all the training and stuff. And then your product purchases after that is your choice. We have some package
But you don't have to
deals.
stock. You don't have to stockage. Stockage. You don't have to stock product.
No, we
right?
don't. Correct. We're totally internet based.
Yeah.
Like it ships directly to your door. So
Well, I think that's what's so enticing, right? It's like
Yeah.
I could start a business today for $50, and I don't have to stock product.
yeah. And I always tell people, I mean, I don't just like, hey, all you need is $49. I mean, that is all it costs to join Arbonne. But I do say, unless you're a product of the product and have an experience with it, you're not going to really be able to share your testimonial and
Right.
sell. So it's, I mean, I never just like, oh, spend $49 and you're going to be
Yeah.
super successful. No, you have to like use the product. But a lot of people who join my business are already using the product
Yeah.
and love it. And so $49 for all your back office stuff is like a
Yeah.
no-brainer. I mean,
Yeah.
we spend more than that, getting a pedicure or something like that. So, yeah.
I was thinking about me and getting a pedicure. So.
You might like it, Jimmy. I mean, you do
I'm
charcoal
not.
masks
I'm not.
apparently. So,
I don't know.
I
don't
got a
think-
picture. I got a picture of Jimmy
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a charcoal
yeah.
mask.
Let's see. And I make the protein bars. So anyways.
protein like it's
Yeah.
going out of style.
What about you, Sandy? Sorry. I'm looking through my questions.
There's a couple different ways that you can come into Mary Kay. I mean, you can come in and start an internet-based business, or you can come in with a showcase where it gives you product to actually
Take out.
teach somebody
Okay.
how to give, take care of their skin and apply color cosmetics. So
Yeah.
there's a couple different ways that you can do it, but we don't require you to have inventory. I chose to have inventory at my house because a lot of my clients, when they want their products right then and there, or they know that when they reorder that I'm going to have it and I'll
Right.
get it right to them. So I kind of letting them
You
run as
condition them.
low as possibly can
Yeah.
before they have to order it. But yeah, we have a customer delivery service that is an internet-based service, and so it can ship directly out of Dallas
Okay.
to the customer.
Success rate of people that get started? Do you guys know?
So, I mean, we publish those. I don't
Okay.
have them all, but earnings.arbonne.com publishes every aspect of that. We're very transparent about everything. But I would send it back to like the gym membership thing, like how
Yeah.
successful are gym memberships? They're
Probably
really
the
successful
same.
when
Yeah,
people
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Are successful are people who start a business. Depends how much they work.
Yeah.
So,
And it also depends on what they want
Yeah.
to earn too.
Right.
So
What
you
is
know,
success?
what success to them could be different for somebody else.
Yeah.
that's so true.
How long did it or does it take to replace income? Probably the same answer.
Yeah, I mean, I can give my personal testimonial on that, and we always just say go to earnings.arbonne.com to
Yep.
see what's typical. I like to say I don't necessarily want to be typical, but I started this business when I was a teacher. I was a full-time high school teacher.
What year? I'm just joking.
Yeah,
I'm just
what
joking.
year? Go back to the earlier.
He just wants to know how old you are,
I already
Betsy.
told
I'm
him.
just joking,
I already told him.
Shirley.
But started this business kind of as just supplemental income, because as a teacher, you know, sometimes don't have all the extra spending money that they want to do and the things that they want to do. And then like 2 months later, I found out we were expecting our first child. And so I really wanted to see if I could replace my income by the time she was born, because I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but not with a stay-at-home mom income. I wanted a run around town income so I could take her wherever I wanted. So I was able to replace my income with hard work and consistency and things like that in a little over 9 months.
Okay.
But that's all over the board.
I think in business in general, it's, you know, a year, 6 months to a year, or 3 months, you know, quarterly or something is usually when you'll see results. It's nothing real instant if you're really making a move. So what do you think, Sandy, success rate?
I mean,
She
I
already
think
answered.
I mean,
Okay.
it just depends on the person, what success is to them.
So let's, the person, excuse me, I'm dying over here. I'm going to have to cut that out because I'm dying. No one's helping me.
Is your
No one's
15 minutes
helping
up yet?
Do you need to call?
no,
do we
I'm good.
need to call?
I might have a bottle of water in
I
my
know, I'm going to have
purse.
one over here. All right, so let's pretend that the person is Sandy, and how long did it take Sandy to replace her income? Or how long did it take you to get to where you are? Like, you're still probably wanting to achieve more, but
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to work until the day I die, until I can't work anymore.
okay.
Gives you
Because,
purpose.
well, it's because
Well, you said success, right? So if we say if someone's successful in this, it depends on that person. So have you ever felt success? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to ask.
For me, it's not so much about the money.
Okay.
I mean, I
It's
set
the
goals.
signs around people's necks.
Yeah, I mean, and I set goals
Yeah.
for myself. You know,
Yeah.
I've been in Mary Kay's Queen's Court of sales for the last 2 years. So yeah, I got a couple rings, which I don't even have on. But it's for me, it's setting the goal and meeting the goal,
Okay.
and it's not necessarily about money.
Yeah, it's just
Getting to
Self-satisfaction.
It's getting to the
Yeah.
end. So.
no, I get
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
it's not about the money for me.
What
Even
are-
though money buys you options.
What are some incentives that you like for the companies that you work with? Are there any incentives that you like?
Go with Sandy first, since she
I like
talked
the
about
jewelry.
rings.
I like the jewelry.
You do?
Yeah,
Okay.
because, you know, everything is mapped out in Mary Kay. If you do this, you get this.
Yep.
So I already know what ring that I'm working for this year, which it's a diamond ring. And so I know that if I do this much by the end of June, then I'm going to get that ring. And you go across stage, you wave at everybody, you have on a gown. I really like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you go and you pick up your ring and you put it on and
Yeah.
off you go.
And you don't pawn it. I'm just joking.
No,
Well,
no,
if money was important, no.
no. I like wearing I
I'm
like the
just
jewelry.
picking. Yeah,
I like
no, I wish you would
jewelry.
have worn them today.
I was going to.
Well,
and then
but
I
they
flew
would have
out of
been
the
probably too blingy for the cameras.
Yeah.
So, incentives that you like in the program?
Okay, so one of the big things that my family and I love is we have the opportunity to earn 2 all-inclusive vacations a year. And it's very much mapped out. We know what we need to do each month, and it's based off our personal business, not anything of, our bigger organization. So it's a really level playing field, but it's great places. And so for us, that's been really special. That's really special for me to always work towards, because I love taking my husband and my kids on an all-inclusive vacation. I mean, listen, buffet lines are awesome, right? Like you get to a resort and you can have room service and you can eat whenever you want and you can do all the excursions and all of those kinds of things.
You can put a pumpkin on.
Yeah. And then when you get home, you know exactly what to do to get back on the right track health-wise. But, those have been really special memories, and our girls have been able to travel to exotic places that, on a teaching income that I used to have, and just even an income in the industry my husband's in probably would not be an opportunity or an option for us. So travel is like huge for our family. We love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. It sounds like everything kind of plays to your personalities and what you like too. So, because with the jewelry.
So we have jewelry in Arbonne as well, but that
it's not for you.
You
can always wear Sandy's.
I could.
So,
I could. Yeah. I'll bring him Friday and you can wear them.
You could rent them.
You could rent them.
I could. I will say pretty much all the jewelry that I own, other than my wedding ring, has been a gift from Arbonne. And so that's fun. Like people will compliment it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I earned that. Or I got that from so-and-so. It was a gift. But maybe I'm just a simple girl or something. Like experiences are like so huge in my desire level for things. Like I want to make.
It's her love language.
Yeah, it is.
Matt would know.
Yeah.
He's a therapist.
Yeah.
I love
when I'm gone, my jewelry will go to my granddaughter. So they'll have a piece of me and
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so since we're talking about things that people notice, the rings and people see your jewelry and stuff, something I've noticed is your car.
Oh, yeah.
How long did it take to get that one?
So, in Arbonne, we have a white Mercedes program, Mercedes-Benz program.
She shovels that protein powder.
Yeah. I've had it a long time. I've had it since 2014.
Congratulations. That's a huge deal. People see it and they're like, oh, wow.
Does Arbonne, and this is just kind of a question for me, does Arbonne have other cars to earn besides the white Mercedes? That's something we've never talked about.
It's a
Dodge Neon.
No, it's a cash bonus. And so it's your there's a certain amount you get every month for it. So you can choose your own Mercedes. It just needs to be a Mercedes, and it needs to be white because our motto is pure, safe, and beneficial. And so our founder, Peter Moore, chose that because he thought Mercedes was the most safety conscious car at the time when he started the company. White for just pure from toxins, and driving a car that you didn't have to pay for is surely beneficial. So they give you you earn a car
pay
bonus.
For gas?
Well, you earn a car bonus every month.
I wanted to ask.
But the cool thing about it is, like, I bought one that was less expensive. Like, my monthly payment was less expensive than what I was earning for it. So I was able to set some of that aside for maintenance. And then when it was paid off, I still get that allotment every month. I could go out and get a new one, but I kind of like to have that extra income.
We need a new video production van. If we could get a Mercedes video production van.
I mean, but people do ask about, there's those those conversion vans, or those, what are they called? That people turn them into like RVs, basically. The big I'm forgetting the name, but we always have jokes about it. But
a good times machine.
I've kept mine, but I have a lot of friends who, when they started, they didn't have kids, so they got the little zippy convertible or whatever, and then when they had kids, they got the big SUV, and now they're empty nesters, so they're back. So I will get a different one at some point, but.
She didn't hear you at all.
I know.
Yeah, she didn't hear you. She called it a good times machine. Your van.
I don't have a van, but if I had one, I'm sure it would be.
Back in the day, they had.
What year, Sandy?
Yeah,
what year?
In the 70s. In the 70s.
I was a baby in the 70s, so I don't know about good time vans.
I wasn't even a thought.
No, you weren't. You weren't. But yeah, they had these good time machines, and they were just vans that had the shag carpet on the inside. I mean, they were actually. It was like a party bus.
It's just bothering me that I can't think of the name of these there's whole Instagram.
Ryan, you know what it is?
There's whole Instagram pages about it. They're
conversion van.
No, but they're called like Sprinter vans.
Okay.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, basically, I mean, they're like a big passenger vehicle.
I think
but you can,
kind of want one. I think you do.
Oh, there's people that do it and travel the world. Travel the world with it and their kids. I like all-inclusive vacations where I don't have to cook.
Yeah.
Or drive there.
But you still bring your product. I do know that.
Yes, I do.
Sandy, how long did it take you to get your first ring? The one that. How about the first ring you really wanted?
Okay, let me think. I'm going to have to do some math here. It was probably 3 years, maybe.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah, and it was during the pandemic. That's when my business took off.
COVID's not an excuse for Sandy.
No.
Yeah, I mean, we were in the middle of COVID, and we didn't have seminar that year, so I didn't get to go across stage. I was a little bitter about that.
Yeah.
But that's when I got my first ring, and then I got another one last year too. So.
Yeah, I remember the one last year. Good job. Congratulations. What is something you like about your company a lot?
Well, there's probably so many things. One thing that I'll highlight.
Top 3.
Okay. So we're a B certified, Arbonne's a B certified corporation, which is like a really big deal. It takes so much work to become that. Basically, it means you balance profit with the planet. So we are really careful with who our supply of products, ingredients, where they come from. So, Tom's Shoes, Patagonia, those are some of the other B Corporation companies. So I'm really proud of that because it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm also really proud of our ingredient policy. We ban over 2,000 ingredients. We're all about a holistic approach to health and well-being. So I love that. And then I just love the ethics of people in my company. Yeah.
I've never met an Arbonne person that was a jerk.
Awesome.
Or Mary Kay.
Well, I like to hear that.
Yeah.
But my mentor in Arbonne says that she wants us to be the number one company that gives back. So we like to say it's not about the money, but money is right up there with oxygen. And when you have money, you have choices and where you can put it.
You kind of need it, right?
Yeah. And there's other people around the world that will never have the opportunity to run a flexible business like we do. So let's use our extra to change their life. Some people depend on our extra to live. Yeah. So the community, that kind of mindset and community partnered with stringent standards and be certified company. Those are all things that I'm just super proud of.
Right. You want to ask Sandy what she likes?
Yeah, Sandy, what do you love about love about your company?
The one thing that I love about my company is the relationships that we get to create with our clients. Because sometimes if a woman is having an issue with their skin, it's kind of embarrassing to sit in the mall to talk to somebody. And, they can talk one-on-one privately with me, and I can help make some recommendations, and they know that I'm going to work with them until we get the problem solved. Another thing that kind of makes me proud of Mary Kay is, we have a research and development team there in Dallas, and we, kind of like Arbonne, we follow the European standards, and so there's over 2,000 ingredients that we don't even allow in our products. And we always, if there's a question about an ingredient, then no, we don't use it. And so, they research, develop everything, so it's safe for us to put on our skin. And then Mary Kay has a foundation too that donates money to doctors, research people every year, and they apply for this grant, I guess you would call it, and we are looking to find a cure for women's cancer. Plus, they also donate money for domestic violence shelters, too. And I know that there is a shelter here in Oklahoma City that at one time was a beneficiary of that. So, it's truly women helping women.
Yeah. Okay. So, is there anything that you wish you could change about the companies? Crickets.
Well, no, I mean, there's always things that, especially when you've been
curious.
Just, sometimes the product choices you have. So fizz sticks are a big thing in my industry, or like in Arbonne, or protein powder. So sometimes we'll have like a limited edition flavor that people will fall in love with. And then I have to be like, I'm sorry, we can't get it again. We don't do that with, we have 400 products. And so we don't do that with very many of them, but
have they
every once
totally
in a while.
just got one off the shelf, like they don't make it anymore, or they bring it back as a kind of like a scarcity model? So
usually they test one out as a limited edition. So like coffee protein a couple years ago was a limited edition item, and they watched how fast it went off how fast it sold out. Then they brought it back again. How fast did it sell out? What was the feedback? Are people like, I want to get chocolate, I want to get protein, this protein. And so then they, a couple years later, maybe a year later, launched it as a all the time product. So, but with doing that, sometimes that means product development. If they're putting a lot of time into lots of different flavors for protein, lots of different flavors for fizz, lots of different workout drink flavor. When a company spends a lot of time on certain things like that, like maybe having lots of different skincare choices or whatever, that means just less that they can focus on something else. So they've discontinued some products too that you were like, where did those go? And so. Yeah. Sandy's nodding her head, but when a client loves a product and then you have to tell them that it's no longer available, and you're like, so then you're like trying to find it for them as long as you can, but then it just becomes one of those things that it's like, I want to switch you to this product. Trust me, it'll be really good for you, but it's not what you used to have. That's something that I don't have control over what the company decides to keep and get rid of, and so. But I'm in charge of my clients, so breaking that news to somebody can sometimes be like, oh, I wish, I had 17 of those for you, but you'll have to switch at some point.
Yeah. What about you? Anything?
It's kind of the same
concept.
thing. Yeah, I mean, Mary Kay brought back a lipstick just this fall that used to be on the line, I don't even know how many years ago, called Downtown Brown. And oh my gosh.
That was my favorite one.
It was like
I bet you'd look at it.
God, it took them long enough to get this one back, and so it's on the line again, regular line. It's not a limited edition, but Mary Kay does some of the same things. They do limited edition products, and then they might wait a couple years and bring them back as a limited edition again. And so there's like, okay, when are we going to put this on the line then?
Yeah. So there it is again. All right. So, anyways. How can people reach out to you? So can people reach out to both of you by say, I need some Mary Kay stuff. I don't have a person. I always want to talk to someone. Same for you. And then also, hey, you know what? I think I'd like to maybe start selling Mary Kay or selling Arbonne. They can reach out to you.
Absolutely.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Okay.
We'd love it.
That would be good, right?
That would be great.
That would be awesome.
You can find us.
So you're
Google us.
Worldwide. You're worldwide.
Yeah. Yeah, so Arbonne's in 6 countries and ships to all of those. So I can run, I have clients and teammates in New Zealand, never been there, but that's the beauty of virtual and shipping shipping capabilities around the world. So
knowing what you know about business and running a business and sales and product and networking and delivery, do you think it would be possible for you to go out and do this on your own? Say you started a new company and you want to do this. It's not called Arbonne, it's called something else. That's a lot of systems and processes to put together,
Oh,
right?
I would never want to do it. Actually, when people tell me
Yeah.
they're starting their own business, like,
You're
I'm
like, don't
happy
do
for
it.
them.
Don't do it, yeah.
But I mean, I don't have to worry about payment processing. I don't have to worry about internet platforms and
Yeah.
cybersecurity, and I don't have to have a warehouse, and I don't
Yeah.
have to have a distribute. I mean,
Employees, contractors,
nothing.
none of it, right?
I mean, basically, we get the tax benefits of being a business, a storefront, but we're a click and order business, and
Yeah.
so it really can be done from your phone, and there's no. Yeah, I mean, it's a virtual business with product sales,
Yeah.
and so no, I mean, I can't imagine. I know what it takes.
For all of the systems and processes that
Yeah.
are put in place,
No,
kudos
I mean,
to those guys.
yeah,
I mean,
it's-
that's a lot.
It's
a lot.
amazing
Yeah.
for someone who goes out and does that. But there's hundreds of people that work for our corporate office and do all that back
Yeah.
office stuff for it, and all our research and development, all of our clinical studies, finding all of our, just all of that. And we get the information and get to, we basically just get to share and educate people about it and have really good customer service.
Well, I
That's
think
what we
that
do.
is, I mean, you really like educating
Yeah.
anyone that wants to be, to
Healthier.
sell
Yeah, a
it, right?
holistic
But also to
approach.
like
Yeah,
sell, right? Like you train
absolutely.
people.
Absolutely.
And then do you do training too or not? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
Oh yeah,
one of the most
teaching,
important things. Yeah.
teaching.
Is there anything else you want to add? Is this what you expected today?
It's been an honor. I think.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving us the privilege of, sharing a little bit more about our industry.
Yeah.
And, there's always common fears and hesitations, about things. And so thanks for letting us be a part of
Yeah.
your business.
Well-
Yeah, and
world.
I'm thankful that I got to do this with Betsy. I mean, we see each other
We
every
do.
week,
Yeah.
and we don't get to interact this way with each other. It's
Yeah.
it's different because we're networking. We're in networking groups together, and so it's nice just to do this.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
We'll have to do it again, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And thanks for having
Yeah,
us,
thank
Jimmy.
you, Jimmy.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys. Anybody that's wanting to be on show, we're grateful for that. We hope our audience finds value in what we provide, and then you guys find value in the questions that we ask. So, all right, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share it with your friends. Steal their phone, share it again, like and comment. If you do that, leave a comment. I want to know if you take someone's phone and you leave a comment and start following our channel.
Maybe we should steal everyone's phone in our networking group on Friday.
Well, we've actually already stole your phones.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
It took care of some business for us while we were on here.
Thank you to DesignTunnel for being our episode sponsor. Reach out to us if you guys need help with video podcasts, setting channels up, YouTube channels, animated graphics for the shows, or just even edits. And thank you very much to Betsy and Sandy. Appreciate you too.
Thank you.
Three-way high five.